Internal FIA documents have leaked and they changed the way the world sees the Hamilton penalty in Mexico. The 10-second punishment that cost Lewis a podium has now been revealed to have come from procedural confusion inside race control. Ferrari and Vasseur stood by Hamilton, arguing that the penalty was not only harsh but disproportionate. And now, as the FIA releases its official explanation, the paddock is asking one question. Did Formula One's greatest driver pay the price for his own legacy? Off the line, Hamilton's start was perfect clean traction. No wheel spin, his reaction time sharper than the reigning champion beside him. Down into turn 1, the Ferrari was side by side with the Red Bull, both braking at the edge of physics. Hamilton took the inside line, left room and held firm. Verstappen, as always, refused to yield. They touched not enough to damage, but enough to ignite the crowd. Both went wide, bouncing over the painted curbs, a spray of dust filling the air. "Car okay?" asked Adami. "All good," Hamilton answered, voice steady. In that moment, his focus was absolute. Verstappen had rejoined first, but Hamilton, reading the situation like a chess player anticipating 2 moves ahead, dummied left into turn 4, braked late, and swept back past on the inside. "That's racecraft," said the Sky commentary box. "That's Hamilton at his best." The Ferrari pit wall erupted, a move of pure precision, timing, and instinct. It was the kind of pass that separates the great from the merely quick. Then, on lap 6, came the moment that changed everything. Hamilton, defending from Verstappen once more, locked the front left tire into turn 2. It was tiny, a half-second twitch of control, but enough to send the Ferrari slightly over the white line. He lifted, cut through the grass escape road, and rejoined still in front. "You're fine, you gave time back," said Adami. But even as he said it, race control's monitors were already flashing red. "Incident involving cars 44 and 1 under investigation," came the message. Lap 6, the one everyone would be talking about for weeks. The Ferrari pit wall was a storm of numbers and voices. "Tire temp stable, brake wear nominal," reported the systems engineer. But outside, the story was chaos. Verstappen had launched another attack into turn 1, braking impossibly late, both cars locking wheels as the crowd roared. Hamilton, calculating the risk, kept his line clean. He knew exactly where Verstappen would go wide. And when they both overshot, he was already preparing for the re-entry. The 2 cars rejoined side by side, dirt flying, crowd erupting, pure racing theater. "Okay, Lewis, rejoin clean," said Adami over the radio. "Car's fine. You're ahead." Hamilton exhaled, tone clipped but calm. "Copy. Same balance." He was already resetting mentally. No complaints, no overreaction, just focus. But as they approached turn 4, Verstappen went aggressive again, squeezing him to the edge of the track. "He's pushing wide," Adami warned. "All under control," Hamilton replied. And then, a fraction too much braking force on the front left. A lock. The Ferrari bounced through the escape road, skipping over the grass before rejoining still ahead. From the grandstands, it looked like nothing more than a small off. From race control, it looked like an opportunity to intervene. "Car 44, track limits at turn 2, came the voice in the control room. Within seconds, the incident was flagged. "Possible advantage gained," said the FIA steward in charge of live reviews. Data packets began streaming in throttle traces, GPS overlays, speed comparisons. The telemetry showed what Hamilton already knew. He'd lifted through the rejoin. He'd lost speed, not gained it. But that wasn't what the headline would say. Back on track, Hamilton's race engineer relayed the news. "Incident under review, turn 2. "Copy," came the calm reply. "I left space. He ran me wide." Silence. Then, 30 seconds later, the call that flipped the race. 10-second time penalty, car 44, lasting advantage off track. Even Adami couldn't hide the disbelief. 10 seconds? For what? He gave the place back. On the onboard footage, Hamilton's visor dipped slightly, not in anger, but in quiet frustration. He didn't need to argue. The injustice was obvious to anyone watching. In the Ferrari garage, Vasseur immediately requested a review. "We need clarification on the advantage," he said, voice cutting through the noise. "Telemetry shows lift on exit, not gain." The FIA's initial justification arrived minutes later. Driver rejoined immediately ahead of car 1, thereby failing to neutralize advantage. But the phrase neutralize advantage had no quantitative definition in the rulebook. "So they're judging perception, not data," muttered Ferrari's strategy chief. "Exactly," Vasseur replied. What made the situation worse was what came next. 2 laps later, Verstappen ran wide in the same complex, cutting through the grass before rejoining. No investigation. The Ferrari pit wall went silent. Copy consistency? Asked Adami, sarcasm slipping through. Ignore it, said Vasseur. He's done nothing wrong. But Hamilton's lap times told a different story. Even carrying the penalty, even after the psychological blow, he was still matching Verstappen's pace to the 10th. On board, his voice came through again, steady, surgical. Tell them I lifted. Check the data. We have, Adami replied. It's clear. A short pause. Then they'll see it later, Hamilton said. That was the difference. Experience. He knew the truth always caught up to Formula One's bureaucracy, even if it came too late to change the race. When the checkered flag fell in Mexico, the Ferrari garage didn't celebrate. They didn't even clap. The mechanics stared at the monitors in disbelief. Hamilton, who had driven with the precision of a surgeon all afternoon, had crossed the line in 7th, 10 seconds away from a podium that should have been his. He did everything right, said one engineer softly. Everything. Frederick Vasseur, jaw tight, didn't look up from the telemetry. Show me the trace, he ordered. The hybrid deployment, the throttle lift, the delta time, all there. The data didn't lie. Hamilton had lifted. The penalty made no sense. Within an hour, Ferrari had filed an official request for clarification. The message to the FIA was polite, surgical, and deadly. Please provide empirical data demonstrating the lasting advantage gained. The response came 6 hours later. Stewards determined the advantage was maintained by track re-entry position. Translation: we think it looked that way. No numbers. No proof. Just interpretation. That's not science, Vasseur said. That's theater. The media firestorm started immediately. BBC Sport ran the headline, "Questions mount over Hamilton's harsh 10-second penalty." Sky Sports opened their analysis with a split screen of the incident. Verstappen off-track first, Hamilton off-track second. Martin Brundle didn't mince words. Lewis gave the position back. He lifted. If that's 10 seconds, then half the grid should have been penalized. Jenson Button added, that was a racing moment, not a breach. You don't punish instinct. By the next morning, even rival teams were weighing in. Mercedes, Hamilton's former team, issued a short statement through Toto Wolff. We stand by Lewis. His integrity on track has never been in question. That line hit hard. In a sport where political lines run deep, Wolff's public support of his former driver spoke volumes. Social media erupted. Justice for Lewis trended worldwide within hours. Fans posted comparison videos of Verstappen, Norris, and Leclerc committing near-identical off-track moments during the same race, none penalized. Through it all, Hamilton stayed silent. No interviews, no press release, no social media post. Just silence, the kind that draws more attention than any statement ever could. When he finally appeared on camera the next day, leaving the Ferrari hospitality suite, his expression was unreadable. Lewis, do you feel the penalty was unfair? A reporter asked. He paused, then smiled slightly. You've all seen the footage. Make your own judgment. 16 words, and he didn't need to say another. Behind closed doors, Ferrari's technical team was livid. They pulled comparative data from onboard GPS and FIA telemetry, proving that Hamilton's car was traveling 5 km/h slower at the rejoin point than Verstappen's. He didn't gain an advantage, said the lead performance engineer. He lost one. Vasseur nodded, then leaned back in his chair. We can't change the result, he said, but we can change the narrative. That's exactly what they did. At the next race weekend in Sao Paulo, Ferrari arrived with a quiet but calculated media push. We respect the FIA's decision, Vasseur said during the press conference, but we also expect consistency. If that's the new standard, it needs to apply to everyone. It was a diplomatic dagger, not loud but lethal. The British press immediately backed him. The Times headline read, Ferrari calls out FIA inconsistency after Hamilton controversy. When Hamilton finally spoke at length, it was classic Lewis, calm, reflective, powerful. Look, I've been in this sport long enough to know things don't always go your way, he said. But my job is to keep driving, keep performing, keep proving why I belong here. That's what matters. No anger, no bitterness, just quiet defiance. And that, more than any quote, was what made the story explode. Because in a world where everyone shouts, Hamilton whispers, and everyone listens.